Hello and welcome to Hexed Encountered. My name's Joe. In this video, I'm going to be doing a playthrough of one of the journeys, a short journey, the Europe journey from the game Rule the Waves Britannia. This is from Catastrophe Games, designed by Matt Haywood. And basically, you control a British ship. Here we have our ship for this one is the HMS Lancaster. It is a third-rate ship commanded by Admiral Cavendish. It has 80 guns and 600 crew. It has some ratings here. Firepower of 11, so you roll 11 or higher, it's a hit. It's an accuracy rating is what it really is. I say firepower, but that's a misnomer. It's actually accuracy. That determines if you hit or not. Then we have 10 ammunition. The evade rating is 14 or higher, so if the enemy hits you, you can evade if you roll a 14 or higher. Enemy ships can also have an evade ability. Not all of them do, but some do. And our hit points are 12. So we have our hit point tracker here. We have our ammunition card here. And we have an enemy hit point card here. So the way this works, it's really straightforward. We draw a card off the event deck. This is an open water card. As you can see, rations run low, hit points reduced by 1. So this is a one-time deal. And I'm going to put that there. And our hit points, actually that's ammo, our hit points go down to 11. So not a great card there, but we do move up one spot. So now we're on the 2 spot here, and there are a total of 5 on this card. Some of the other cards have more. We'll draw our next card. This is enemy sighted. It is a French 2 ships. The 2 there with the explosion, that's their power. Firepower basically, so they would get 2 hits if they hit. Their accuracy is 12 or higher, so if they roll a 12 or higher, it's a hit, or in this case 2 hits if you don't evade it. And then the hit points are 4. So we put this here. I'm going to put their hit points on 4. The British ship gets to fire first. We first determine how much ammunition we want to fire, and we roll 1 die. If the die is 11 or higher, then we hit. And if we use, say, 3 ammunition, so let's just say we can use 1, 2, or 3. So we'll use 3 and go down to 7. We roll 1 die. If we get an 11 or more, we'll do 3 damage to the enemy ship. We rolled a 9, so we did no damage to the enemy ship. Now the enemy gets to fire. They roll. They got a 19, which is 2 hits, but we get to roll to evade. So we'll roll the other die. And we got a 14, and our 14 is our evade rating, so we also avoid damage. Now we just repeat the process. I'm going to again attempt to fire, or I'm going to fire 3. We're going to roll, and this time we got a 20, which is 3 hits. They don't have an evade rating, this particular ship, so they take 3 points of damage, which leaves them with 1 hit point. Now they roll, and they get an 8, which is a miss. And now, so we go to the next one. I'm going to fire 1. And we roll, and we got a 20 again, which is all the hit points they have. This ship is sunk. When you sink a ship, you put it next to your journey card, because at the end you tally up how many ships you sunk. And that's kind of how you keep track of your score, and you can play all the way through all the journeys, getting a different British ship each time. And that's kind of your career as a captain, so you can play through all of them. And some of them, like this particular map, I'm playing in the historical mode where the enemies are determined by which journey you're on. So we're in the European journey. There are no pirates. But we do have the Spanish, the French, and the Dutch enemies. All of them are present. In the Atlantic, we have all the enemies and pirates. So that's the most kind of complex, potentially dangerous one, because the pirates are tougher than the regular ships. There's also a French flagship and a Spanish flagship, which are also very tough to do. So we move this to 3 now, and you gain back 5 ammunition once you move up. So we have 3, and we go to 8. Now, if we were at, say, 6, 5 plus 6 is 11, of course, but you can't go higher than your rating of what your rating is on your card, which is 10. So we would go to 10. We draw our next card. It is a French single ship, so it has 1 firepower. Its accuracy is 14 or higher, and it has 2 hit points. So again, we just repeat the process. And we roll our die for ourselves. And I forgot to say how many I was going to shoot. I was only going to use one because it's only got a one. Actually, it has 2 hit points, but I'm going to say I used 1. So they're down to 1 hit point. Now they get to fire. And they get a 1, which is nothing, of course. And now I'll roll for the British again. Again, we're using 1. We rolled a 2. That leaves us with 6. Now they'll roll. And they get a 6, which is nothing. And then I will roll. And again, I'm only using 1 now because they only have 1 hit point left. So we rolled a 5. Now they roll. They rolled a 13. Their accuracy is 14, so that is a miss. And we rolled an 11, which is our accuracy. So we have 4 ammo left, and they have been sunk. So we sank our second ship. We go to number 4. We gain back 5 ammunition, which gives us 9. And we draw our next card, and this is another open water card. Cannons ready. +1 to all accuracy rolls for the rest of the journey. So that's a good one. That's a positive. So our accuracy is now going to be 10, essentially 10 or higher because we get a +1 DRM. So that counts as a leg of the journey. So you go to number 5. We would again get more ammo, but since I'm already at 9, we can only go to 10. So we'll draw our next card, and it is a single Spanish ship. So it has 1 firepower, accuracy is 14 or higher, and 2 hit points. So we do know that we get a +1. I'm going to use 2. And we got a 13, and that's 2 hit points. It's a hit. He's sunk. And that is the end of that. So that is a completed journey. As you see, it took like 5-6 minutes to do, which isn't particularly long. You can bang through hands or, journeys in this game relatively quickly. It's not a very complicated game. One thing you can do is, let's say, to give you another example, maybe, let's say we have, we're fighting these 3 Spanish ships. If you draw a 3, that's a tough. If you draw a tough one, if you draw flagships, that's even tougher, of course. So this one's got, 3 firepower. So if he hits you, and his accuracy is a 10+, so that's why I said these are tough, and they have 6 hit points. So he'd have 6 hit points. You could say, well, I'm going to fire 3 or whatever. But let's say you're down to like 2 hit points. You want to get out. So you can attempt to escape. So you roll your D20, and if you get your evade value, which in our case is a 14 or higher, so I would roll, and I rolled a 3, that's a fail. Okay, if you fail, then you have the opportunity to attack if you want to after the enemy attacks. So in this case, I rolled a 3. I would then roll, and I rolled a 9, which is below their accuracy, so that I would not be sunk in that case. So maybe I try to evade again, and this time I roll a 3 again. Then they would attack, and they roll a 1. Let's try a different die. We try to escape and roll a 3. Then they attack, and they roll a 3. And why is this coming up 3 all the time? There, we rolled a 16 on that one, so we would evade. That would end this. Now this would not go into this pile because we didn't sink it. It would just go in the discard pile. And if it was a pirate, it would actually go on the bottom of the draw deck. So it's possible you could end up seeing the same pirate multiple times if you successfully evade them. So that's kind of how the escape mechanism works. And then once your journey is complete, you put a pile in, you take your ship and the enemies that you sunk, put them off to the side. You pick a new journey card. You can either draw them or just select them. As I mentioned, we have Jamaica, we have America, and as you can see, America has 9, so this is a relatively longer journey, and it has all enemies and pirates, so this would probably be your most difficult journey. Whereas this one, Europe, is probably your easiest journey because there are no pirates and it's only 5 legs. Then we have Atlantic, which has 8 legs. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. America only has the French, the Dutch, and the pirates. The Atlantic, which is 8 legs, has all enemies and pirates. So this one is probably your most difficult, although this one is longer. Then you have the Caribbean, which has 7 legs, and you can have Spanish and Dutch enemies plus pirates. And then Jamaica, which is 6 legs, has Spanish and French enemies and pirates. Now your pirate enemies can be someone like Blackbeard in the Queen Anne's Revenge, and you'll notice that he has an evade rating. He also has really good firepower, decent accuracy, and 6 hit points. So some of these pirates are tough, like Black Sam here has 4 firepower, 13 accuracy. The William from Anne Bonny, or commanded by Anne Bonny, only has 2 and 8 accuracy. So this is one of your weaker pirates. The Royal Fortune with Black Bart, that's another tough one, but not overly tough. Like the toughest one, I believe, is Blackbeard. Yeah, Blackbeard is your toughest opponent that you're going to bump into. And then amongst the Europeans in here are, if I can find one, the enemy flagships. Here's one. This is the French flagship. You can see this one also has an evasion rating right there. And it has 3 firepower, 12 plus accuracy, evades on 17 or higher, and 6 hit points. So again, tough. And then there's a Spanish one as well, the San Felipe. Also tough with 4 firepower. That's a lot. 13 accuracy. That's the only saving grace there, is that he's got basically a 7 out of 20 chance of hitting you. So that's what, 35%. So there you have it. That is how this game is played. I hope that this proves useful to you if you wanted to see what the game is like, how you play. I hope I did a decent enough job of showing you what it is, how you play it. I chose an easy one because it would be quick and easy to just kind of go through the mechanics and show how the game plays. So that will do it for this video. As always, if you have questions or comments, feel free to post them. I'll do my best to reply. I'd appreciate it if you would consider liking, sharing, and or subscribing. And if you are a subscriber, as always, I do take the opportunity to thank you very much for your support. And that will do it. As I said, my name's Joe. This is the Hexed Encounter channel. And until next time, as always, happy gaming.